students, rest of the students in the class. Okay. So I found one very great resource for you all. This is actually, this question is there in your final examination. Where are we are at auto scaling. Well, before we go to the auto scaling, actually we need to discuss about how to. 1 minute, please. Just 1 minute. I'll come back to you. Excuse me. This auto scaling is there in your. This will be one of the important questions for your examination, along with CLI. What are the different types of scaling options? I think we already discussed horizontal scaling, vertical scaling. Another one is predictive and dynamic scaling, predictive scaling. So working with auto scaling, you've got ways to access auto scaling services. We can access through CLI, command line interface. Adi kuda CLI. Auto scaling command line interface is nothing but AWS CLI lo oka command auto scaling. And then API, SDK, console, management console. Management console is just going straight away to this. I think you should be able to see my management console, AWS management console. The graphic user not. So manaki maamuluga entante, so we can do this AWS command line interface, auto scaling using command line interface, and then AWS management console. We will not be doing auto scaling using auto scaling API and SDK, software development kit. Endukani ante auto scaling API is meant for the developers. And what does that mean? Suppose if you are offering AWS services to your clients, if you are a seller and you are into cloud computing and you sell cloud computing services to your clients, today what happens? Many of the there are many startups who sell AWS services in turn to their clients because it is not possible for people to use AWS straight from the, because they don't understand anything here. There are people, suppose they're not literated in AWS itself is a big infrastructure, so they have to study what is AWS and different services. There are so many services here. You see it is not possible to learn all these services to anybody. So that is why there are so many third-party organizations. They sell these services in turn to the users. Maybe you can plan your own. If you study AWS appropriately, maybe you can become an entrepreneur. You can start selling these services to your clients. So Wallaki API and not. So API is used by people who are into this cloud services, selling cloud services to their clients. So maybe I can have my own clients and I can develop applications to my clients. And while doing so, I need cloud, and I have to charge for each of these services. So I may be using EC2, or I may be using S3, or I may be using CloudFront, or maybe CloudWatch, whatever it is. Or if I am developing an application for IoT or maybe for blockchain, then I have to make use of the services available from the AWS. So in which case, I buy the services from AWS and I in turn sell these services to my clients. For them, this feature is this auto scaling API. Now what happens is that I have my own dashboard. So this dashboard is offered to my clients, and they have nothing to do with this AWS management console. So my clients don't need to come here and see or do anything here, because I'm also a consumer to AWS. This is what we discussed in Introduction to Cloud Computing. The owner sometimes is also a consumer in cloud computing. As far as cloud services are concerned, a cloud owner also, just like AWS is a client to himself. They have infrastructure, but at the same time they also if you go for this AR VR, this is a particular part of the cloud. And now this AR VR is a separate branch inside AWS. And now these people, the developers at this, maybe you can go for IoT, somewhere you will find business applications, end user, analytics. So these are all actually different, you know, maybe like blockchain. You see here you got the blockchain, a special service meant for fintech people. So here this itself is a division in AWS, and now the team at blockchain team at AWS is a consumer to the AWS services. So they buy AWS and then they develop these. Anyway, that is this is for the developers. So if you are developing an application or if you are offering cloud services to your clients, then you can make use of the auto scaling API. You can write your own interface, and this interface is offered to your clients. That is what is meant for. SDK is again different. This is again for the developers. Maybe like you want to enhance the abilities of the AWS. Suppose if you are not happy with some of the services and you want to add a little more functionality to the existing services, and then that can be offered as a bundle to your clients. Then AWS offers SDK, software development kit, just like we have Android Studio, which is an SDK. Like you have Windows SDK. So it is a software development kit in which you can install any language and any type of you can install anything and everything in Windows SDK. In the same fashion, you can use there is AWS SDK not only for auto scaling, but it can be used for almost all purposes. So if you don't do, so these two things are not meant for us. This is for developers. We have not had any discussion on the development. So we'll be using, we can use these two things. So the first one is for your level, you as a, you in the sense like, as a student, you can make use of AWS management console here, just like this. You can go to the management console, and when you go to the EC2, then you got everything at the left side. So all the sections are offered to you. First, you need to know, you should have at least one instance. At least one instance. Here you see, my instance is running, but it shows 0. Yeah, here instance is 1. Running instance is 0. Okay, instance is 1. I have one instance here, but which is not running. So you need to have at least one instance. And the left side, you got auto scaling. There is a separate section for auto scaling, and here you got the launch. This will come back. Okay, I will tell you what is. The first you need to know what is auto scaling, and then comes the activity, like how to exercise auto scaling in AWS. So now we are here. So here where we are. So here, what do you need to study here? You need to study what are the different types of auto scaling. అసలు auto scaling రావడానికి ముందు మనం EC2 ని ఎలాగా we need to ఇవన్నీ మనం I think I didn't discuss even with this MFA, multi-factor authentication. This comes in auto scaling లో వస్తుంది, ఇది కూడా అంటే IAM లో వస్తుంది, ఐడెంటిటీ అండ్ యాక్సెస్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ లో వస్తుంది. దట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఈస్ అ బిగ్ థింగ్. ఓకే, దిస్ విల్ గో లేటర్. IAM కి తర్వాత వెళ్దాం. ఫస్ట్ మీరు ఏం చేయాలంటే అసలు ఒక ఇన్స్టెన్స్ I think all of you know how to create an instance in AWS, right or not? So do you have any, I think Pratyusha, Kumari, Abhigna and Balaji, you should be knowing how to create an instance in AWS.
Yes.
So you just have to go to EC2. That's very easy. You go to EC2. Here you see launch instances. You got the launch instances. You just have to press on this. You can create an instance. Here you will get quick start AMIs, Amazon Machine Images. Usually we are all familiar with. You can choose anything. We are all familiar with Ubuntu. You can just select this, and later everything. It's all user friendly. Like you don't need to study. Your Pina, if you look at top of this, you got a guided menu. 1, choose AMI. 2, choose instance type. 3, configure instance. It automatically guides you. So you just have to press next. That's all. And finally you will get the review. So once you choose the AMI, and it automatically guides, and then you will automatically goes to, see here I have the 22 micro. I have shown you, and already maybe YouTube channel. This is actually in my last class, I've shown you how to create this T2 micro instance in AWS. You see here, I got the private IPv4 address. I should also have the public somewhere. Where do I have? Oh, public IPv4. I think I'm not, I stopped it. So that's why public IPv4 address is not visible. Now let me instance state start instance. Now my instance is getting started. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేయొచ్చు అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో మనకి think I'll be having some sort of refresh ఉంటుంది. Terminate కాదు. Do you find anywhere some kind of refresh? Refresh. Still pending. So once this yeah, చూసారా IPv4 వచ్చేసింది, పబ్లిక్ వచ్చేసింది. సో now running అని వచ్చింది కదా. So soon after it starts running, ఏదంటే ఎటుపోయిందండి ఇది. ఏదో క్లిక్ చేశాను, అందులో జస్ట్ డిసపియర్. So this is my key, my first test keypad. Where is security? Security group is there here. This is very important for launch wizard. Yeah, here in networking you will get see the IP public IP. It appears once if you start it, if you stop it, then it disappears. You don't find the public IPv4. By the way, all this is actually a dictionary. So in CLI, what happens? We can retrieve all this information through describe instances. There is a command called describe instances. And if you use that instance in AWS CLI, you'll get all this information as in the form of a dictionary, Python dictionary. So because Python is used to, AWS CLI is compiled. It's a utility from AWS which is written and compiled. I don't say compiled, it is written by using Python 3. So you have private and public IPv4 DNS. This DNS is a IP address. Public is private. Public vachi, and then you got this public IPv4. IPv4 DNS. This is private IP address, private DNS. So you got all the information like VPC, virtual private cloud, subnet. ఇవి రెండు చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. మీ మెషిన్ ఏదో ఒక VPCలో ఒక సబ్నెట్కి అసైన్ అయి ఉండాలి. అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ముంబై, AP South 1B అంటే ఇట్స్ ముంబైలో 1A 1B అండ్ యూ వాంట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. ఇట్స్ నాట్ జస్ట్ వన్లో AP Mumbai is AP South 1. So there are 1A 1B. So like that you got, and then here we don't have information for. So this is very important for you, networking information. Storage I don't have. This is EBS. What is EBS? Root device name. Storage name which is dev SDA1. Linux operating systems. So this is, if you are familiar with the Linux operating system, you should know what is this. It is a device. It's a root folder. There is a in root you got a folder device. Inside we call, in Linux we call SDA 1 2 3 4. Okay, then this is elastic block storage. EBS optimization is disabled, and this is not important for us. Status checks, it is running. And then monitoring, I don't think we need to enable this service actually. You know, to know CPU utilization, nothing is happening here. No data is available because we are not doing anything with this. Suppose if you install some application here inside this virtual instance, then you can come straight away to this some monitoring, and then here you can see the bandwidth. I mean, how much of the data is being transferred, status of CPU, and as well as data. How is the memory? How is CPU being? How much of CPU? And tags, this is not important for us anyway. We can like using tags, we can just manage some of the properties like name, instance ID, ఇవన్నీ manage చేయొచ్చు. ఇది మనకు అవసరం లేదు. So networking is very important for us, and this is, and apart from networking, I think you also have the ID, yeah, instance ID, this one. ఇది చాలా important. AMI ID, ఇది important. This is because we will be using this information for all petty needs. AMI name వచ్చేది. This is the name of the AMI location. And then launch time. But monitoring is disabled actually. Once you start using this, and you'll come to know, I have only one now. So now this is actually the instance. So how do you create this instance? By going to launch instances. This is from the AWS Management Console. So you see here my tab name, EC2 Management Console. It shows EC2 Management Console. Okay. You can just go to the home somewhere. Okay. So this is easy to make. The same thing can be done by using whatever I've shown you as how to create this instance. Same thing we can do using AWS CLI. In order to use CLI for doing this, okay, this is what this link I've shared to Balaji, and Balaji is going to share this link to you all.
Yes, sir.
There is a wonderful documentation provided, I think.
నేను ఆల్రెడీ షేర్ చేస్తాను సార్ లింక్.
Okay. Thank you, Balaji. This same documentation you can also get it in AWS CLI. AWS CLI. ఇక్కడ ఇందులో the very first left side కదా, ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడ documentation. So when you go to the CLI documentation, you want everything. But why I emailed this link is because this is too in very much detail. It is given a bit like the beginner. Here what happens, you may not be able to follow this because this is for some only kind of the minimum documentation. You will not be having very detailed so here I think you should be having installing AWS CLI, okay, and configuring. This is important. And installing anyway, anybody can. So how can you install? So I think in my last class I've shown you how to install AWS CLI, right? So ikkada untundi meeru awsamazon.com/CLI. If you go to this URL, you got Windows 64-bit. If you are using Windows, use this. If you are using Mac, use this. If you are using Linux, then use this. In Linux, you have your own. You don't need to download this. You can install by using sudo apt-get. You just have to add the key. I mean Linux launchpad key, and then from there, from sources, you can install apt-get nunchi meer install chesukochu. So I installed in cd. Oh, okay. Now we are in home. You see any applications na chudandi na computer lo chaala unnai. So ikkada usual ga this is a place where, so whenever we install user specific applications, they come to this place. They all come to this place. All user specific applications. So you can come here, and here we can do all the username and home. Entity okati home path, inkochi user profile. So you should use user profile and home path. That's okay, fine. So ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసుకోవాలి. So now AWS I've already shown you how to install AWS CLI in my previous class. Am I right? Version. So if you install AWS appropriately in your computer, you should be able to get this response. AWS CLI version number 2 and Python. In my computer, I have Python 3.8 because Python 3.9 has problems ending. Python 3.9 is not working for few. I met with a couple of problems with 3.9. So that's why I rolled back to 3.7 is okay. 3.6 and 3.7 is okay, but I don't know. I have 3.8 for some reasons. So it will show you everything. Now what happens if you AWS help? If you use this, you will get, I think, one single. Hey, what happened? AWS help. Yeah. If you use AWS help, then it will give you a lot of information. Chart, you'll know this is actually sufficient. Now, if you use Control C, then you will come back to the prompt from the AWS EC2 help announcement. You'll get all the help related to EC2. So that is actually the feature with AWS Flow. This is actually a Python application. AWS is a Python application. It's a utility software provided by AWS, Amazon Web Services, which is written by using very cool application. Amazon EC2, you'll get see these are all actually some of the commands. These are commands we online. You can also see if you go here somewhere, AWS EC2 commands or commands reference or whatever it is. You will get all the CLI command reference. Almost all commands that are associated with EC2 will be listed here. When you go to EC2 commands, you can do hundreds of things using Amazon EC2 command. AWS is base command. AWS is base command. This one, and then you got EC2 is called command, and then subcommand. That is actually the syntax. How do I know that? How do you know that? AWS help. The syntax AWS, this is the base command, and then you got the command, you got the subcommand. And AWS, EC2, then subcommand. Any of the commands associated with EC2. So what are those? They are here. These are all subcommands. So you can create an instance. You can, like, let me show you. Where do you have the? I think you should be having something called. There is one command which will. There is a minimum documentation. Where do you have that here? Yeah, AWS EC2 describe instances. Start instances. Instance IDs, something. Start instances is going to start the instance. Okay, so like that you have auto scaling and all everything. Start instances, you should be having this. If you search start instance, this one. దీన్ని మీరు క్లిక్ చేస్తే, if you right click and last end of the documentation, you should be having examples. I think examples. So every command has got an example. First you got some description, and then end of the documentation. So Miru, in case if there is any question related to EC2, start instances, you can pick all these examples from here. This example starts the special Amazon EBS backed instance. EBS backed instance is the default instance. When we create an Amazon instance, this is actually, you can see your storage and storage will be there, which will indicate EBS and so I didn't attach this. This is also volume. This is a volume. It is a device, hardware device. So Elastic block storage is by default attached to this instance. We don't do anything. So this automatically happens. EBS, whenever we create an instance, AWS automatically attach the memory from the EBS. It is again a special service, storage service. So AWS is to start instances, instance ID. Then this is how the output will be printed. It will give you all this information related to your instance. Okay, But to do this, you need to configure. But to do all that, you have to configure. You have to configure your instance. How are you going to do that? That information is there here. Configuration basics. AWS configure. That is actually the base command. But for that, you should know what is the access key and secret key. అది ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతుంది ఇలా AWS configure కానీ AWS will open an interactive session for you, and then you need to provide the AWS access key, secret key, region, and output. Enough. That is sufficient. So let's do this. And మనకి ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతుంది? You have to go to the console. AWS console కి వెళ్తే, where is my console? My console is here. ఇక్కడ see, I have that my user. Listen to me carefully here. So I don't know what you are doing. Many of the students, they're just not your class, but I have this experience with other classes. They just log in, but they're not listening. Especially that UG students. Many of them, they are not listening. I don't think you are mature. You are MBA student. Should be. So hello, are you all there with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm sorry to talk like this because it is happening. It is my experience. I'm not just talking to you out of the blue. I'm talking to you by experience. Many of the students, they're not listening. And it is there all over the university. It is not only in the gym. It is there everywhere. ఇక్కడ మీరు మీ యూజర్ నేమ్ మీద క్లిక్ చేస్తే మీకు ఏంటంటే మై సెక్యూరిటీ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ అనే ఒక ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. అందులోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఇఫ్ యూ గో దేర్, దెన్ నాకు ఎలా తెలిసింది? హౌ డు ఐ నో? ఐ రెడ్ ఇట్. ఎక్కడ? ఇలాంటి బ్లాగ్స్లో. సో ఐ జస్ట్ హ్యావ్ టు ఎదర్ మీరు అక్కడ EC2లో కూడా దొరుకుతుంది. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు ది డాక్యుమెంటేషన్, కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ బేసిక్స్, హియర్ ఇస్ ఏ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఫైల్ సెట్టింగ్స్. మీరు ఇదిగోండి ఇక్కడ యాక్సెస్ ఐడి అండ్ స్టార్ట్ యాక్సెస్ కి కన్సోల్ ముందు ఫస్ట్ గో టు ది కన్సోల్ AWS amazon.com home, and then go to the users security credentials, and in security credentials you have the access key. If you don't have the access key, create one for you. Where is it? I think this one. No, not this one. Where is my, this one. So ikkada you got access keys, access IDs and secret IDs. So ikkada నాకు లేదు చూడండి. I don't have one for me because it is a newly created to learn about types of AWS credentials and how they are used. See AWS security credentials, they have general reference. So మీరు multi-factor ఇవన్నీ కూడా సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. Activate MFA, password. I already have the password for my account. I don't need to worry about the password, but I don't have multi-factor authentication. This is what we discussed here. ఇక్కడ చూపించాను చూసారా మీకు? Security credentials లో వస్తున్నది multi-factor. So this is, see here, this is the same. This is the permissions. You got this one. Your security credentials. You got the multi-factor authentication. For this, you got design. This is how you do multi-factor. A virtual MFA device, hardware ki chala unnai. There are so many gadgets. ఇది మీరు AWS లోకి వెళ్తే నేను అన్ని ఒకసారి మాట్లాడేస్తాను. Amazon MFA device అని చూస్తే you will get, it's not AWS. You go to Amazon. Let me go to Amazon.in. You have dozens of MFA device. You'll get a lot of devices. Any device. Yeah, this is a device. This is the MFA no kaadu telidu. This is actually fingerprint scanner, and I think you have a topic called you have a URL. Yeah, this one I think. This panchayat. You don't. It's not. మీకు టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో ఇక్కడ URL ఉందండి AWS లో. Okay, let's I think I searched somewhere, it showed me ఇక్కడ అది I think ఇక్కడ అనుకుంటాను AWS MFA multi-factor authentication AWS yeah sure మీరు ఇక్కడ చూస్తే డివైస్ ఉంటుంది డివైస్లో మీకు పర్చేస్ ఇఫ్ యూ క్లిక్ ఆన్ దిస్ ఇట్ విల్ రీడైరెక్ట్ టు amazon.com ఇది దిస్ ఇస్ మల్టీ-ఫ్యాక్టర్ authentication device ఇది హార్డ్వేర్ డివైస్ Ubico they work in close this is a very famous device minimum you got $20 I think మనకు అవసరం లేదు మీకు అవసరం లేదు నాకు అవసరం లేదు బట్ there are individuals whose security is very utmost priority for them బిజినెస్ చేసే వాళ్ళకి ఇవన్నీ అవసరం అండి because they have to provide security to they have to think about security their devices. I mean the cloud security is very important for them to do the business. For them it is so there are different varieties of devices. You can these are all hardware devices. Even just the whenever you set up MFA multi-factor authentication మనం setup చేస్తే so whenever somebody is trying to log in to AWS then it will send a code to that device ఆ device కి కోడ్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది ఈ device లో మీకు కోడ్ లేకపోతే this is actually a device which is fingerprint అంటారు this is a fingerprint based ఇది మీరు అటాచ్ చేస్తేనే AWS ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది ఈ డివైస్ ఇది USB device ఇది USB B and USB C both types are there you have to attach it ఇక్కడ చూసారా Y అని ఉంది కదా అక్కడ మీ ఫింగర్ టచ్ చేయాలి ఇది అటాచ్ చేసి మీ ఫింగర్ టచ్ చేస్తేనే మీకు AWS ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది అన్నమాట సో దట్ ఈస్ హౌ దిస్ డివైస్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు హెల్ప్ యూ దేర్ ఆర్ అదర్ డివైసెస్ విచ్ విల్ గెట్ ది OTP ఇది OTP ఇది మనం కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసి పెట్టుకుంటే ఇన్ కేస్ ఇఫ్ యూ కాన్ఫిగర్ దిస్ డివైస్ then AWS is going to send a OTP and this OTP should be we need to use that OTP to log into the AWS and a person like you and me we may not be very much so serious but there are people whose business depends on AWS వాళ్ళ నిద్రలో ఇస్తే AWS తోనే ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది వాళ్ళ బిజినెస్ there are people who are paying lakhs in Hyderabad a couple of firms with whom I am closely attached I know a person who pay almost 6 lakhs per month only for AWS AWS నుంచి వచ్చే బిల్ అది 6 lakhs he has a small firm which is not kind of he is one single man who does business into the cloud development and he pay almost 6 lakhs bills for AWS for them this is very important this type of hardware devices are very important so you will know the value of this class in future in case if you happen to be in this field cloud computing lo meer edana job vachi akkada then you will try to remember what I am talking today in this class so alage there are devices adendu maatladanu multi-factor authentication diniki aa devices use chesi manam multi-factor authentication setup chesukovachu you have the password and apart from the password you also have some fingerprinting that is what is called multi-factor you have fingerprinting plus OTP plus password ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ MFA స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది MFA తర్వాత మళ్ళీ fingerprint ఇవ్వాల్సి వస్తుంది తర్వాత MFA OTP వస్తుంది and you can also set hardware device యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు గూగుల్ ఉంది గూగుల్ authentication తెలుసా మీకు authenticator ఇది ప్లే స్టోర్ లో ఉంటుంది మీకు ఇది get verification codes with Google Authenticator Android devices ki మీరు ఏం చేయాలంటే దీని ప్లే స్టోర్ లో you have to install in your mobile phone and the AWS has the integration can be integrated with this Google Authentication ఇది 2-step verification అన్నమాట ఇదేం చేస్తుందంటే మీ మొబైల్ ఫోన్ కి ఒక OTP పంపిస్తుంది and then it will also send you back to ఇది కాదండి Google Authenticator for AWS enabling virtual multi-factor authentication device Google Authenticator AWS security multi-factor మీకు ప్లే స్టోర్ లో దొరుకుతుందండి యాప్ ఉంటుంది యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఇన్స్టాల్ దట్ యాప్ ఇన్ యువర్ మొబైల్ ఫోన్ అండ్ దెన్ దట్ విల్ అది వర్చువల్ అన్నమాట So it will send an OTP to your mobile and also your email. That is also you can do. That is, there are two ways. You textbook lo untundi చూడండి. There are two ways to set up the virtual multi-factor authentication. Where do you have that? Where do you have that? It will give you the options. ఇలా. So a virtual MFA device ante you can use AWS inbuilt virtual device, or you can also use Google authentication. I mean third party software. So you can install one from the Google Play Store, and that can be used for the multi-factor authentication. And then hardware MFA ante you need to buy a gadget. ఇప్పుడు యూబీకో లాంటి ఒక గ్యాడ్జెట్ని మీరు you have to buy that gadget. Then only it is possible for you to go for. Okay, so now I'm talking about the configuration, how to configure. Go to this, access key, create new access key. Now you can show, and by the way, it shows you only once. You have to be very careful. It will not show you again. You cannot come here and see. Maybe a couple of times you can show. నేనేం చేయాలంటే దీన్ని తీసుకెళ్ళి ఎక్కడన్నా కాపీ చేసుకోవాలి, డౌన్లోడ్ చేయాలి. Okay, it will download. I can just go to my users ఎలా నాకు అర్థం కావట్లేదండి ఇందులో. Okay, I'll go to some place. ఎక్కడెక్కడో AWS అని ఇంతకుముందు, AWS. So I will just and then copy this. Same, go to folder. ఇక్కడ ఒక I can create a notepad. Okay, AWS keys, and then save this. No, what happened? Save this so that you'll be happy. Now you don't, even if that disappear, you can open this with Excel. Let's see what is there in the root key. Yeah, you got here. So you got the root key. This is what we want. This is the access key, and then this is the secret key. By using these two keys, now I can close. You see I got it here. So you can make inactive, or you can even delete it and create it one more time. Say it's not, but if you create one more key set, again you have to configure AWS. So ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే you have to go here. I go AWS configure. So if you use this, you are going to get access key. Now, what is my access key? I already have the access key here, right? The access key. Well, this is my access key. I think it should be right click just as well. Yeah. And then what is my secret key? So take this secret key. This is very important to me. ఇది లేకుండా మనం ఏం చేయలేము. We can't do anything. Now default region name. What is my default region name? Here it is. I think I have to. Where was it? Default region name is Mumbai, AP South 1. AP South 1. 1B and 2. AP South 1. Output format JSON. I want AWS to display to me in JSON file format. Now, okay, everything is fine. If I go to the directory, you should be having something called a file. AWS creates a file. .aws. This one. Now I think I can use Notepad. .aws. This is this is not the file. Config. Is this config? No, not this one also. So somewhere you should be having a configuration file for AWS, and in which you can see all those credentials. Anyway, that's okay. We configured everything. Now my computer is in tune with the AWS cloud. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ నా computer, and if I do anything here in the, I can do anything and everything from my terminal to manipulate. I can use my terminal to manipulate anything and everything in the AWS management console. I can create instances, I can delete instances, I can set up my own IAM. So this is for today's class. Any questions you can ask me now, because I have another class after this.
Sir, if you don't mind, can you send the video link, sir? So I just got left the meeting 3 times.
Okay, what video? This class video link?
Yes.
Okay, sure, I'll do that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Others, please. If you don't have the questions, I will close this session. Shall I close the session?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
ma.
sir.
So go, have a good day. Bye bye, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.